Hi, this is Jim, and we'll run through a few commodity markets right now. Okay, cocoa traded full bars above the 1010 bands, and it's testing the lower band right now, and I think that's going to move higher from there. It could break lower here, but right now I'm looking for it to move higher, so we'll just see what happens there. I think this is a move up and then just a test. Okay, coffee, I think that's made a bottom, and I don't like these bottoms when they come in and just make a bottom and then just head up, as well as like if it'd be a double bottom. But the markets will do this, and then even sometimes they'll just take right off. And the other thing is sometimes this will be just a trading low and it'll come up here and then it'll come down and make a double bottom. So for right now, this looks like a low coming in here in coffee, this big thrust up, and then yesterday was like a test of the low, and now today we've had another big move up. The MACD is on a buy signal, so coffee looks like it will move higher from here, and then we'll see how far that goes from there. Sugar, we're long in the newsletter, and it definitely looks like it's heading higher. With today's bearish action in gold and silver, it kind of, usually if gold goes down, the commodities kind of follow it down. But I think what's going on in gold and silver is they're close to a low. So that kind of plays into with the commodities are just taking off a little early. Now this is traded two full bars above the bands, and it made this thrust up, and we went long right on the breakout of this high, the 618 high, and the MACD looks like strong upside momentum. So everything looks good for higher prices in sugar. Take a look at crude oil right now, because that was a big down day, but I think crude is getting close to the low. It's very oversold, and it isn't a downtrend, so the trend is still down. That's one of those markets, if you follow my arrows, I put a black arrow on this one. I might change the color of those arrows one of these days, but right now that's just the way I got them. And a downtrend is a red arrow, a red down arrow. An uptrend is a blue up arrow. And if it's a downtrend, but I think it's getting close to a bottom, it's a black down arrow. And then if I think it's getting close to the top, it's a black up arrow. So right now I have a black down arrow for crude because it isn't a downtrend. Um, but I think it's close to a low here. See how the MACD is diverging. I just think crude's going to move higher from here, even if crude does eventually continue lower. Um, I think the next move is up, so we'll see how that plays out. Gold, I think it's at a bottom. We'll look at silver tonight just for something different. We always look at gold, but gold, it could go lower, but silver's kind of shows a good chart here. Basically, I think silver's making a double bottom here, and if silver heads higher, gold will probably head higher too. Um, and the double bottom is coming in on a bullish MACD divergence, and if we look at stochastics or any other indicator, it would be a bullish divergence too. So I think there's a good chance silver could come down a little bit lower here, but I think there's a good chance that the low is in or very close to being in for silver, and I think this is a double bottom. Um, I guess we better look at the gold chart real quick, because I was gonna skip it tonight, but that's the one that's the one that everybody's interested in, gold, and for good reasons, because the market follows um, gold. Now see, gold made bars above the bands here, and I still think this is just like a higher test of the low in gold. Gold could come down and make a double bottom, but right now I would say we're pretty much at a low in gold, and gold's going to head higher. So it's one of those things. It's just either way, if gold does come down here and make a double bottom, or even a slight new low, or if this is a higher tested low, either way, gold is pretty close to a low. I think this area is going to be a low in gold, and then it will move higher. And again, we just have to take these things a day at a time. We'll see. I could be wrong, but that's what I see for tonight. I think gold's in a low. I think today was a big crash down that scares people out, and then it'll head higher from here. Um, Corn, three full bars above the bands, and then tonight in the overnight market it's up a little bit. So I still think corn is heading much higher. Again, I've mentioned I live here in Iowa, and they're really saying that the corn has not got near enough rain. Last night it rained, and when you got up this morning, you couldn't even tell it because the ground's so dry and it's so hot. It got hot again today, and it's just. I just think even though we got that rain last night, it just really didn't even do anything. And they're saying if corn doesn't get some rain here in the next week, it's really I've had a few people tell me half a crop this year. Again, that could be an exaggeration, but I think there's really a lot of upside potential here on corn. So that's the way we're playing it. We're long corn in the newsletter. Same with beans. I've heard we could get half a crop of beans. It's really going to be a tough year for the farmers. And again, the 10-10 band's showing uptrend. So I mean, the trend is up. So that's the way we want to be in beans, and we are. We're long. But we're going to be very careful on these markets too. I mean, if they started coming down quick too, we'd probably get out real quick. But right now, I think everything looks good for the upside. Wheat again, if it's trading full bars above the bands, the MACD's on a buy signal. The longer term, it looks like it made a first wave rally up and then a higher test of the low, and now it's coming back above the band. So I think wheat looks bullish, and we're going to stick with it. We're long wheat in the premium newsletter too. So that's it for tonight. We'll take a look at some more markets tomorrow. Thanks for listening to my video, Jim.